psychology.
Apple's is the playground bully. You know, he's the playground bully who's got a couple of friends, thinks he's the most friendly person in the world, thinks everyone loves him, and when he sees one kid who's smarter and better looking than him, he keeps trying to punch that kid. Well, people have to stand up and sucker punch that bully in the stomach until that bully is laying on the ground and choking on his own vomit. That's what we have to do with Apple right now, because they are the jerk bully who has no skills, no talents, and no ability to ever hold anything better than a fast food job at Jack in the Box or Taco Bell. I am specifically saying Jack in the Box or Taco Bell, and I think you out there know why if you've been to either of them.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Well, do you think that this is the beginning of the end for Apple's dominance? Do you think that these people are going to come together and just go after them and attack like crazy?
Apple is done. Apple is irrelevant already, other than everyone's pissed off at Apple.
Right.
Who likes Apple at this point?
Well, I mean, they're still selling an amazing amount of product, but there's always that general public delay. Like the geeks start to turn first, and then the rest of the public catches up. It's like, you know.
You know who also sells a ton of product?
I don't know.
Exxon. Do you love Exxon? Who goes around saying, you know who I love? Exxon. And has like an Exxon hat and an Exxon shirt and everything's branded Exxon and their desktop wallpaper, Exxon.
Those Apple stores are packed. Those Apple stores are packed and those things are selling. They're selling.
But you know what? You know who they're selling to? Douchebags.
You know what they need to do?
I'm sorry, you guys. I know there's Mac users out there, and I don't mean to dog on you, because come on, I was a Mac user. For years, I developed Mac software. That was my niche. That was how I made my living. I get it. They do have benefits to using Macs. I'm not going to deny that. In fact, there are some distinct technological benefits that Macintoshes have. Sure. It's fine. That's fine. The problem is that Apple as a company is inherently bad, and they've hit a point where they've attacked everyone and stolen people's intellectual property and copied some of the great ideas people have had. And now they're actually out and out suing other people for making stuff before Apple. HTC has been making multitasking phones before Apple, before Steve Jobs ever even came back to Apple, before Gil Amelio, well, not before Gil Amelio, but you know what I'm saying?
I hear you, yeah.
For so long.
Yeah.
And now Apple's is suing them for it? That is ridiculous. That'd be like, like me designing a car right now and then being like, you know what? Ford makes cars. I'm going to sue Ford because I make cars.
I guess
it's a jerk thing to do. Apple's bad. Apple's irrelevant. Android has bigger market share. Nokia has bigger market share with Symbian.
But, you know, okay, let's flip this around. Nokia, speaking of Nokia did sue Apple first, and some of the patents they're suing Apple over is like things that everyone violates, and they just chose to go after Apple, like the use of GSM.
Oh, yeah.
So isn't that just as bad?
You know, it's horrible. It is. It is totally just as bad, but I love it. And
okay, all right.
I feel guilty about it.
It's an underdog syndrome, right?
I'm not going to deny.
But like you were just saying,
I like seeing it, but it's like, here's the thing. I don't feel like if you're on the playground and you're a bunch of kids, you don't want to be the kid that goes around sucker punching people in the stomach.
Right.
You don't want to be that kid.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to. You know, if you get bullied, and come on, I can't be the only nerd out there who's had to deal with bullies on the school ground. I got the crud kicked out of me by some of those bullies. And you know what? That stopped when I stood up and I kicked them in a particular spot, and then they stopped beating up on me. Right. Now, granted, and so have I hit a bully before? Absolutely. Have I hit a bully before the bully hit me, but I knew the bully was about to hit me? You betcha.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what? It's justified.
All right, so
I guess it's all about protecting yourself, being fair, and not being a jerk.
And I say great for HTC for taking this step. HTC needed to I was worried HTC was going to roll over. I really was
too.
And I think HTC needed to defend. They needed to put their flag in the ground and say, no, we've got something to defend here. Because they really are making great products, and some of these patents are ridiculous, so I'm happy to see HTC doing that.
I am really happy. HTC does great work. They make good phones. They take risks. They try new design ideas. They've done some great stuff. And the great thing I love about HTC is they don't pigeonhole themselves onto a platform. Sure, I want to see a lot more support of Linux. But you know what? As a phone company, as a tech company, I like the fact that they dabble in everything. And they'll even throw Windows Mobile on there a couple of times.
And I think
they'll try it all. It's awesome.
I think they were even in talks to try to buy WebOS from Palm for a little while.
Yeah.
They were they're kind of a cool company to watch.
They just want to make a cool phone.
All right.
And I don't like people getting in their way.